Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I've got a bit of a treat again. It is another DreamHack Summer 2012 game, and this is TSLPolt, who is the blue Terran player in the top right, playing against ObsidiaN, who is the red Zerg in the lower left. The map is Cloud Kingdom, and boy, I am looking forward to it. It is a best of 3. This is game 1, so buckle your seatbelts, sit comfortably, have a little wriggle in your chair, get that bum nicely situated, and well, be ready for some awesome play. Polt, brilliant player. ObsidiaN, also super awesome. I personally expect this to go 3 for 3. I didn't see these games live, so whoop, super excited. Now, what can we expect? ZVT, that means ObsidiaN will go for a 15 hatch, 16 pool, and we'll then get a relatively normal time third, most probably. Get some gas early on, get speed up, and that's pretty much the standard. Polt, on the other hand, well, he has two real options: command center first, or go for the more standard racks first. Judging by the position of this supply depot, I would say, well, it's going to be a racks opening. That's normal, that's fine. What follows on from that? Well, you can go one racks command center is so common right now because, well, your Zerg opponent going to be getting that 15 hatch. They're not putting pressure on, so why not take your own expansion? It's safe, you can definitely get it down, you can get ahead economically and force the Zerg player to try and take their third early. Otherwise they've got to do some big damage off 2 bases, or else you'll get ahead, and if you get ahead, well, then you win basically. It does mean you delay your gas slightly, but obviously with the queen change it means the reactor Hellions aren't the sort of insta-win they used to be. Not that they were insta-win before, but they were very, very powerful before, especially at picking off drones, whereas now, with the queen change, you very rarely see Hellions, unless they really are massed up, and that's a big commitment, doing drone damage. Instead, they just deny creep spread and keep map control, which doesn't make them as important to get out super early. Anyway, ObsidiaN, he is getting out that 15 hatch as very, very normal. Going for the gas first, that is crazy. That is a bold, bold move. He's like, well, I know you're not going to push into me, so I'm just going to get my gas up. And still no pool, up to 18. That is an incredibly late pool. That is absolutely crazy. But there's Polt. He's gone for that one racks command center, which has become the meta game of TvZ. So definitely going into a longer game here. Neither of these players are going to be able to put on pressure for rather a long time. There's one SCV coming in to scout. What's it going to see? Well, this gas coming out so early is such a massive tell. It means basically ObsidiaN is going to have the gas to get speed as soon as this pool finishes, and that in itself means the map control is going to be slightly better. Hellions slightly worse even still, and also opens up the option of some kind of Roach Ling 2 base all in against this, so it does put a little bit of pressure on Polt to really worry, and that's why this bunker is coming down. This is a great position for the bunker. Stops Zerglings getting us around, defends the mineral line and the command center and the ramps. So I personally love this position of the bunker. It's not as risky as trying to wall off here and stick Marines behind, but great move. Lovely play by Polt, and to be honest, I don't think ObsidiaN's going to be pushing through, just by the fact he's only getting 2 Zerglings out, which is a nice number. It's enough for the watchtower, and also just to get a little scout off with one of them to really just get a good look. That bunker now down. Polt is in a very safe spot, short of a massive 2 base all in from ObsidiaN, and well, ObsidiaN, he's not gearing up to do that. He's getting those 2 queens out, he's getting 2 overlords because he's a little bit supply blocked. Here comes down the factory. So Polt, he does have 2 gas, he's getting that reactor, so he is going to go into reactor Hellions, but obviously that's just for the map control. We may actually see him move out with some Marines as well. Marine Hellion is actually quite difficult for Zerg players to deal with unless they have Banelings out, so we will wait and see. Here comes the second gas, also the Roach Warren, so we may actually see ObsidiaN putting on some pressure, maybe just getting those Roaches for defensive purposes against Hellions so he can secure his third base, but time will tell most definitely. 2 more bracks following up here for Polt. He's getting up that first engineering bay. Will he get a second one? Double upgrades is very popular because, well, heavily upgraded Marines are crazy good. Like, they're really good. So I personally love double upgrade play. I think it's really effective, especially the way both these players have opened. I mean, especially for Polt, he's gone very economical, which means I'm going to the mid-game, which means get the double upgrades where upgrades become super effective. The first 2 Hellions are on their way out. Meanwhile, ObsidiaN, well, he's actually not producing anything at the moment, which is a little bit surprising, but here comes the Roaches, so this is going to be a lot of pressure coming in. I mean, the work count is pretty much level, but once you take mules into account there, it does actually mean the Polt is going to be ahead in that mineral income quite significantly. So what will time go? We're also getting some banelings out. Now this means this is going to be a roachling baneling push, and that is going to be really difficult for Polt to deal with. Even if he did build a wall off, he'd struggle, but of course ObsidiaN knows there's nothing here by this Overlord. Now what ObsidiaN is doing here is he's delaying his third quite significantly to put on a lot of pressure, and this one Hellion will spot a roach. That's quite a big tell. And now how will Polt react? Will he react at all? Timing is everything. The baneling nest nearly done. 16 more Zerglings are on the way, and really what ObsidiaN has to do here is a lot of damage. We will see this bunker coming down. These Hellions were at the watchtower, know exactly what are inbound, and now these bunkers, the play of the bunkers is going to be critical. Those banelings actually forced to cancel because the Hellions spotted them. Now that's a bit of a delay, but oh my, 15 banelings coming in, and Polt, he's going to have to work his little bum off, because well, this is going to be really difficult to hold. Just look at this, the roaches can deal a lot of damage. The Marauders doing exactly what they need to. That bunker going to be critical, but here it comes, and Polt, you've got to hold this well. The SCVs haven't been pulled to defend, and actually the roaches are blocking those banelings from getting through, which isn't actually ideal. The Hellions coming in from behind, the second bunker goes down, and now in comes all of these banelings. They are able to go through because that supply depot is not up, but a lot of banelings detonate on Marauders there, and that is not what you want to be happening in the slightest. These roaches, they are effectively walling off Polt's own base. Nothing kind of economy-wise has been done though for ObsidiaN, and more banelings detonating on things they really don't want to be, and now just floods of Zerglings following this up. Polt, he's going to have problems pulling a lot of SCVs. These two Marauders are able to do a lot of damage, especially if the SCVs are soaking up the fire and tanking for them. And well, suddenly more SCVs are being pulled, and what is Polt going to try and do? Well, he needs to be careful because obviously more banelings are on their way. These roaches getting cleaned up by the Marauders, though the SCVs are starting to get picked off. Now there is a good surround there, but firing on the wall perfectly. Polt even using those Hellions to just clear out as many of those Zerglings as possible, doing a really effective job, and this is just so much pressure coming on. Wise of ObsidiaN to pull back with these roaches, and well, these baneling hits, they've got to be big. They're going straight up, they're going straight for the Hellions. Are they going to be able to get there? One Hellion goes down, that is a big win by itself, but the rest of these banelings, they are getting taken down at the moment. One baneling will go into the mineral line, but only gets one SCV because it takes two banelings to kill anything. And Polt looks like he's actually going to hold this now, and in terms of economy damage, well, 28 SCVs have been killed. That puts it to 35 to 24 in ObsidiaN's favour, which isn't huge, but I mean, to be honest, Polt, he has held this now, and of course the big thing that ObsidiaN's missing is this third base. He is getting Lair behind this. He does have, still only has 2 gas up, and is now dropping down 2 spines. These spines, very clever move by ObsidiaN. He put on a lot of pressure, his army was taken out, he now needs to drone heavily, but with this Marauder Hellion force, Polt could come and deal a big counter push, and essentially these spines will help him hold that if he did see it. Surprised he hasn't gone for a watchtower. The Hellions are on their way. The Marauders are going to stay back to defend, it looks like, but well, this is straight away 5 Hellions. 5 Hellions are no small amount, they can do quite a lot of damage, but with these spines here, there are only 2 queens at the moment, but 1 queen and 2 spines should be able to hold this quite nicely. But these Hellions, they are going to be able to get a couple of Zergling kills, and that on its own is really quite effective. There's a lot more Hellions coming in now, there are 7 there, and well, we've now got a spire on the way out for ObsidiaN. Polt just coming to check for the third base, knows he's in relatively good standing, has completed a supply depot wall off now, so doesn't have to worry too much unless more banelings come in. Baneling speed is on the way. ObsidiaN is just putting on the pressure, and this is kind of the opposite play style you see most Zergs go for. Most Zergs go for real macro play, like just get more bases, get more tech, and then just roll out and go and kill them. Whereas ObsidiaN, he's just constantly putting on the pressure, getting so much in terms of army. He has droned up to around 45, which is enough to basically mine effectively off of 2 bases, but if he doesn't do some big damage soon, he's going to have problems. And now we've got a big Marauder Hellion with a couple of Marine push coming over, and well, this is a nightmare to deal with at any stage of the game. Quite a few baneling coming in. Baneling speed, I don't think going to be done in time for these Muters. When they come out, well, there's very few things that can shoot up, only a handful of Marines. These spines going to be absolutely essential. 4th spine caller is on its way out, but well, Marauders, they are not fun units to try and deal with, and here goes ObsidiaN. He's going to try and do whatever he can. Actually detonates a lot on Marauders, which is maybe not the best move. Those Hellions have to be very careful. The those Marines are taken down, and out come the Mutalisks. They're going to make short work of these Hellions, but the Hellions are able to sneak into the main base. They're going to go straight for the mineral line and try and get quite a few drones. And really it all depends how many drones kills can Polt get with these Hellions. Well, not enough in my opinion. He's just had his push completely crushed and only killed 6 drones. That was not fun at all if you're Polt. If we look at the loss tab, very, very even. Actually, that's insane even. There's only about 10 resources different. And now here comes a big counter push out of Obsidian. He's going to need quite a few banelings to punch through this wall. And, well, what's he going to do? Is he just going to try and go for it? The tank is there. Siege mode only just started, though. So, suddenly we could see some problems here for Polt. There is a missile turret at the natural. There's a missile turret in the main as well, but quite a few areas are undefended. Will be interesting to see if Obsidian tries to do anything there. He still hasn't taken his 3rd base. He's not even attempting to take a 3rd yet, so I'm really interested to see what he's going to do and how he's going to try and push through this. Getting a macro hatch up first. Now, admittedly, taking a 3rd on this map can be a little bit difficult. Not easy by any means, just because there's this entrance tanks you can push up there quite easily. You've got the side as well. It can just become a little bit awkward. We've got some mutas coming in. They're going to probably force a cancel on that, or at least pick off the SCVs. They're going to try and go for some SCV kills. This is a great little move here. If you attack the refinery, so you're out of range of the missile turret, the bounce attack hits the SCVs. Didn't actually manage to get any there though. We've got +1 air carapace on its way, as well as +1 melee attack for Obsidian. So definitely that indicates I'm going to Broodlords, where obviously the air carapace is effective in keeping the Broodlords alive. The melee attack is good for the Broodlings, and well, we've got these mutas. They need to be careful. They don't want to get picked off by some Stim Marines. The first medevacs are coming out at the moment for Polt, and this game is getting really, really epic really quickly. What else have we got? We've got a handful of Zerglings just sitting up at the top. They're ready just to deal with this 3rd base if it floats down. Just be a bit awkward. May even morph into Banelings. We've got 1 Zergling there. Burrow nearly finished, so that'll Burrow forcing a scanner out of Polt, which obviously if he scans, that's not a mule, which is less income for him. And well, we've still got these mutas just being completely irritating. They're going to keep attacking with gas, try and get a couple of SCV kills. The Marines being forced to sting back, but the first gas goes down. If he picks off both gas, that is going to be really irritating for Polt, but doesn't quite manage to get it. Gonna have to repair it though. That's some lost mining time on its own. We've got some Banelings here. Oh, please burrow the Banelings. Burrow Banelings at the 3rd. Some more burrow Banelings everywhere. My favourite thing in all of SC2 is burrow Banelings. Like, literally nothing makes me happier. This is a great spot as well, because so many Terran players will sit around here in order to defend, because then if their push comes to 3rd, they just move up there. Push comes to natural, just move down. It's very good. It's very safe. But suddenly Polt is looking like he's got a big force, and the downside of going Mutalisks is you're a bit vulnerable to head-on engagements. They're not strong in straight-up fights. They're harassment units. So when a Terran player does decide to move out, you can have problems. You need to pick off these tanks so the Banelings can be as effective as possible. But well, this 3rd base is suddenly looking a bit vulnerable. Obsidian, he's getting an awful lot of Zerglings out. Needs to get some more Banelings. Upgrade wise, he's only a +1 melee attack. These tanks are going to be able to siege up. They are in range of, or one of them at least is in range of those spines and the hatchery. And well, what is Obsidian going to do? He's going to go for the surround. The Banelings are really need to connect. They do connect on a tank though. That's less than ideal, but Obsidian is cleaning this up very nicely. Picks off a tank, and that push was cleaned up very fast. These medevacs are going to get taken down. This is classic Zerg Mutaling Bling against Terran, which has gone a little out of fashion in my opinion compared to the more Infestor Broodlord style. But well, obviously that's something that Obsidian, I would imagine, will eventually transition into. But this is a big SCV transfer, and they are all going to get picked off. There's a lot of SCVs that are going to go down very quickly here, and Polt is not looking to be in a good spot right now. That command center could even get focused down by these mutas, but a couple of SCVs are moving over like they were going to repair, but they're not. That is almost certainly going to go down. The Marines are coming, and that losing that command center is a massive loss for Polt at the moment. If we look at the income tab, well, this is heavily in Obsidian's favour. 50 workers to 44, and we'll probably see Obsidian go for a round of drones, and he is already just to get these two, well, this 5th and 6th guys are mining. He's trying to punch through this wall, but suddenly Polt is not in a front spot. He is at 2-2 upgrades though on his infantry, and that's compared to 1-0 and 0-1 for Obsidian in terms of his flyer and ground units. But a lot of Banelings are coming out, and if these Banelings get good connects, well, that's going to be problems. But to be fair, 16 Banelings against 26 Marines. that's going to need some incredible splitting out of Polt. The banelings are done. The Marines are running straight towards them, and ObsidiaN does not want to engage that. And Overlord will go down pretty much for free. And now, where are all these mutas? They are down at the natural. They do focus down a missile turret there. But, well, we've got a couple of banelings being picked off here by Polt. Polt is really putting on the pressure yet again to ObsidiaN, but with no tank support, how well can this really engage, especially with the banelings and zerglings? All you need is good zerglings around. The mutaflock flying straight over the Marines. That was a bit of bad control there by ObsidiaN, and Polt got a lot of free kills. Their mutas very expensive units, so you don't want to be losing them. But here comes the zerglings. They're going to get us around. The banelings rolling in. Great splitting out of Polt here, but I feel there's just too much stuff, and I think that was definitely the case. The tank is not sieged at the moment, and the mutas even engaging these Marines head on, and as long as the Marines don't have too high numbers, mutas do relatively well against them. And well, that push again cleared up. Behind it, ObsidiaN trying to take a fourth base. One Hellion annoyingly trying to pick it off, but again, Polt, he's mined out at his main and his natural, so it's currently on no income at all. Trying to take his third base. That's compared to ObsidiaN, who's still mining from his natural. His third has loads. He's just secured his fourth base, so effectively it's 3 mining bases to, well, what's about to be 1 but currently none. And here comes Polt, who's trying to push in yet again, but I mean, I fear there's just too much stuff here again for ObsidiaN. The supply says it all, but well, there is not enough ground army here, and as I was saying earlier, mutas do not engage head on very well. There's that one tank sieged up, and the fourth base for ObsidiaN was taken out, so that was a good little win there for Polt. But suddenly here comes a big flood of units, and well, how much is he going to be able to do? That siege tank is still up, and the banelings are trying to engage, but well, one medevac goes down too, and if all those medevacs go down, there's a lot of units lost. And medevacs, well, if you keep their number low, it just stops the Terran infantry army being effective so much longer. These Burrow banelings obviously taken out at some point. What is the worker kill count like? 48 to 6. Polt has even moved his main orbital down to a fourth base just to try and get those mining bases. And to be honest, credit to Polt, I'm surprised he is still in this game. He has been literally on the ropes for so long. If we look at the income, well, obviously Polt going absolutely crazy in terms of mineral, but has effectively no gas income at the moment, which is a big problem by itself. ObsidiaN is looking very, very threatening. Income all the SCVs, and once SCVs are pulled, you know it is not good times. And well, we've got just so much going on. All these SCVs are getting taken off. I expect a GG any second from Polt, but a valiant effort. He may try and stay in it, but the mutas are engaging the Marines head on, and once that starts happening, you know it's not good times. And well, it was a really lovely try by Polt, but I just think ObsidiaN, his constant aggression, his delayed third, really did pay off, even though he didn't do that much economical damage early. These mules, they're getting picked off as well, but Polt, he's not wanting to give up yet. Obviously, if you're in DreamHack, you want to win any game you possibly can. He knows he's picked off the fourth, so he knows ObsidiaN is struggling for money as well. But now these Marines have been taken out, these SCVs are just free pickings for mutas. More mutas reinforcing. I mean, there's 14 mutalists. This is enough Marines to stop that, and somehow Polt is still in this. He's still got all his production facilities, remember, so he is not completely out as long as he's got the income to keep building stuff. The worker count though, 16 to 54, so obviously with so many SCVs killed, 72 SCVs already killed by ObsidiaN, Polt is not looking good economically. And now it really is a war of attrition. And on that note though, we will see that the natural base of ObsidiaN getting pretty low. He's really only mining off his third, so once you factor mules in, that's not actually that great for him. And while he does have more supply at the moment, the longer this game goes on without ObsidiaN securing another base, the better it actually gets for Polt, because Polt's really favouring the more stuff approach. And well, we will see these banelings move in now. They do get some little connects, but Polt is just splitting so amazingly. No banelings actually connected there. This is just amazing micro here by Polt. But still, there's just so, the supply difference is so huge. But of course, those 54 drones, they're mining effectively off one base now. If you remember, the 2 lines show full mineral saturation. Well, that says it all, really, doesn't it? So ObsidiaN, he really needs to take another base really soon. But for the moment, it looks like he's just happy to keep laying on the pressure. The tanks are gone, they are non-existent. The gas income just not there for Polt in the slightest. That missile turret helping quite significantly. The Marines are trying to run away, but the Zerglings are chasing. and they do get the best position they can, but the banelings do roll in. They melt an awful lot, but Polt's supply is slowly creeping up. He's getting reinforcements, 9 marines at a time. These baneling hits are really what will decide or break the match, and those banelings detonate on so many SCVs, and that actually puts Polt down to just 3 workers, which is almost definitely GG now. He just has no income in the slightest, and with so little income, even mules can't save you there, and there's the GG. So game 1 goes to ObsidiaN. So stay tuned for game 2. That'll be in the next video. If you did like this game, thumbs up, subscribe. If you want to find the next game, go to my channel. All the details on screen now. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in a second for game 2 of this awesome best of 3. Bye for now.